Welcome to another collection of crashes captured on Seattle's traffic cameras. Sit down, buckle up, and try not to flip over this smashing collection. Just like in previous collections, as far as I know, none of the collisions featured in this video resulted in serious injury or fatality. Hopefully we can all learn some lessons of how not to drive. First up, we have red light runners, an infuriatingly common crash cause. Watch this green car coming towards the bottom of your screen. They're going to get smashed by a gray car running a very stale red light. Now this Prius is stopped at a red light, but for some reason they decide to go anyway, which ends predictably poorly for them. The poor car with the green light is going to end up into the traffic camera pole while the Prius is smashed off on a side street. No idea what they were thinking or if they're capable of thought. This one just off camera, but we see a blue car presumably running the light, which gets T-boned hard by a pickup truck. And this time it's the pickup truck that's going to run the red light. Watch the top of your screen here. This was fairly high speeds involved. That could have been a lot worse, but it appeared there were no serious injuries. This is at 23rd and John, a notorious intersection for crashes. They've made some safety improvements, but the hits just keep coming. This next crash takes place near UW, University of Washington. Watch the bottom of your screen. Car is going to run right through the red light. Thankfully, they do brake, but that's still a hard head-on collision. Now, usually, I cut the clips here, but I wanted to show that multiple cars here pull over to make sure people are okay. This happens in almost all of the crashes that we see on camera, but because I want to keep the video going, I usually don't show the aftermath. In this case, we also had Seattle police on the scene very quickly as they were there to help direct game day traffic. Moving on, we have a silver car at the bottom of the screen, smashed by a red light runner just off screen. Here we can see it was a private security guard that ran the red light and crashed into that sedan. Not the only incident in this video featuring private security guards. Watch the top of your screen here. This truck is going to run directly into the median, get some air, and take out at least one small tree before coming to a stop. Hopefully his career can rise from the ashes. Next up, we have a pickup truck exiting I-5 just a little too fast and losing control on the wet roads. You're going to right into that light pole, which thankfully did not fall over because the lanes of I-5 are right below this bridge that he wiped out on. Now this truck was here for a long time. Here it's seen on my dash cam several hours later. All right, this one also losing control on some slick roads. It's a little hard to see, but somebody coming off the West Seattle Bridge hits the guardrail and spins out just on the right side of our screen there. This blue car is about to change lanes into a bus. It's a pretty small collision, but I have no idea how you don't see a bus that large and that red. Same situation here. This is going to be a truck turning right and clipping a bus that was going by in the bus lane. Again, I don't understand how you don't see a bus. But buses themselves, of course, are not immune from collisions. Watch this red bus in the middle of your screen. Not sure if this is a mechanical failure or driver inattention, but they're smashed into the back of this purple and yellow bus. Here's the aftermath. Pretty well smashed in on the front, but thankfully there did not appear to be any injuries to any passengers or the driver. We, of course, have a lot more rear-end crashes. Watch the middle of your screen here. It's a hard hit into traffic that was already stopped. A lot of these rear-end crashes, it's not traffic stopping suddenly in the road. This is people going full speed into vehicles that are already stopped at a traffic light. Now, in this case, the person that rear-ended the other cars is going to flee the scene despite their car smoking and having a whole smashed front. Here's an alternate traffic camera around the corner. You see this car fleeing the scene, still trailing a cloud of smoke as they go, but they did appear to get away. Hopefully people were able to get their license plate and track them down. Another rear end crash here. Again, these cars are stopped at the red light, so the causing car was just not looking ahead of them at all. Top of your screen here, again, smashing into the back of stopped traffic, no visual obstructions. These are either people on their phones or under the influence, but it's terrible, terrible driving. Very shameful. I don't think their families love them anymore. All right, right side of your screen here, this one's a little bit hard to tell, but we're gonna have a multi-car rear end collision. Here we see that causing car with the pretty smashed up front that pushed that yellow car into the gray one. And a pretty minor one here, but just goes to show how much you need to pay attention, because a moment of inattention can easily turn into a wreck on the road. One more minor rear end here at the top of your screen. All right, now this PT Cruiser in the middle of the screen, it looks like they're not able to stop, so they swerve instead, which was a terrible idea, because now we've got a T-bone crash instead of a rear end collision. And speaking of terrible ideas, I'm constantly asking you not to make left turns through stopped traffic, and people are constantly ignoring me. So once again, we have a crash here. This turns into a 3-vehicle crash with one of those cars right into a tree. It could have been a lot worse. I'm not sure what this car was thinking or hoping the outcome of this would be, but they were probably not expecting to get smashed while trying to turn left. In this scenario, I'm not sure who has a red light, who has a green light, but got a head-on crash in the intersection. At the bottom of your screen here, we're going to have one car turning left, barely missing, and then the second car getting hit. Now, based on this intersection, I'm not sure who had the green light. Sometimes there's a green arrow, and sometimes it's a yield. So it's hard to tell who was at fault here. And hard to see here, but we have a car running a stop sign directly into the path of another car. Should have been very easy to see, but here we are. All right, this silver SUV is going to make an ill-advised U-turn right into the path of a red pickup truck. Again, red shouldn't have been that hard to see. Now watch here, this SUV is going to clip a parked van and then lose control. They smash right into a building. This was an elderly looking driver, so I don't know if they just panicked and got confused, but they went back and forth a few times. It looked like their car might have been hung up on a light pole or a utility pole. Some passersby are running up to see if they can help. This caused some pretty significant damage to the building. You can see Seattle Fire there, sort of stacking the debris, getting some bricks out of the way, and they ended up using some lumber to shore the wall up until it could be repaired. Our last clip of the night, this crash is going to take place just off screen. You can see a cloud of smoke there on the left, and then someone's going to get out of their car, but forget to put it in park. So we've got a red car backwards down the hill towards the tree with the driver walking next to it. Now on the right side of the screen here is Seattle Fire Station 6. You can see a firefighter running up to the bay door. They're going to duck under and come assist. This might be the fastest Seattle Fire response to an auto collision, with about 30 seconds between the collision and the first firefighter on scene here, coming out to see if that driver's okay. The firefighters are going to go ahead and pull ladder 6 out of the bay to help block traffic. And you can see some other firefighters on the bottom of the screen with the driver of the other car, again, checking them out medically, making sure that they don't need any further assistance. That is it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please put down your phones, pay attention to the road in front of you, and drive safe.